What year was this?
Well, let's see.
50-something,
Yeah,
55, 4, 57?
somewhere in there, 54 to 56, I think.
Would you average there? Would you cut more?
Oh, it depends on the size of the stuff. But one side, we felt we were doing pretty well if we could get 16 loads a day from one side. And when we were running two sides, well, we'd get close to 40 sometimes.
That's a lot.
Yeah, lots and lots. And say average like 5,000 feet to a load.
How many can be around the group?
Oh, when there was two sides running, there was quite a bunch of us. I don't remember now, but on the rigging outside of the cutting crew, there was probably 6 guys, and then on the rigging crew, maybe it varied depending on, but maybe 12, 14 guys on the side.
Yeah.
That's Columbia River below there. We were up at about 2,000 feet, something like that, above the...
Barracks maybe was through there. There you go. So that's up by Vernonia or
No, Westport.
Westport?
Westport is on the river, on the Columbia, just about the cuts up in Columbia County line.
That's yours, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a few.
Well, I don't know, Hank and Art each had it. See, that's the Columbia down there. Each had 8 millimeter camera, and every once in a while they take some pictures. See the log leading way in the back end? Drops down into that canyon and you don't see any of it. Pretty flickery. That loading donkey sat right up on the hill where he had a good vision of the boom. He was nearly as high as the boom on the tree.
And that's your dad.
Yeah, that's the governor.
Is that right? They call him
Yeah.
Driving the truck?
No, he was scaling there.
Standing there?
Yeah.
What year truck is that?
No, that's
42 International. Isn't it?
maybe it was a little, might have been around there.
Is it all you've always gone to logging? All the time?
Well, the 5 of us were in it for the biggest part of our life.
Family business.
Yeah.
See how that boom just loads them up, huh?
And then Arnie did the books, so there was 6
Yeah.
involved. Did anybody ever get hurt all that time?
Yeah, he came, let's show you that tree he come out of pretty soon. See, these pictures, oh, that's right, these were taken ahead of that when he come down that tree.
3 log loads.
Yeah, there are lots of
Those are
that.
big, aren't they?
Yeah. Look
Yeah.
at that. Good looking camera.
Oh, it was good timber. But for the amount of ground we covered, it wasn't very big stand.
Binders on.
Yeah. They were talking about a guy come into that land and he rode up on the truck. He was going to get a job. Somebody had told him that we needed a choker sitter out there. And he come up there and he stood there and looked down there and he saw one of those logs come down into the canyon and up there. And he said, "You mean their guys are down there?" They set the chokers. We told him.
Yeah.
He said, "Well," he walked over to that truck driver and said, "Can I drive you right back down with you?"
That's about the way it was with me. Just, similar things. What was his name? John. In St. Regis there. And I went out, watched them set chokers, run that dump and do all that. No.
That's the Burma Road, isn't it? What they call Burma Road.
Where is this? Is it somewhere?
No,
No, it's on the...
Westport. That's
How are you certain that those logs are secure on that truck?
And you notice there's no stakes. Those
before they had a log.
We didn't use stakes. That load was built to stay on there. These stake loads, the stakes are what hold them on.
Did you ever lose logs off your load?
Oh, we did. Like this place, we had 13 miles of private road. And we did lose some of it was so big, the timber, that one time I remember we had one piece on, just one piece. And there was a little hump in the road like that. And when the truck went over that hump, or this beam that the trailer rides back on, raised up, and it just lifted that log a little bit on that one end, and it just rolled off. But it was just a little way from the land.
Didn't hurt anything.
No, we just pulled it back into the land and reloaded it.
Cows must have been out there for
This
the fire.
that's what I say, is not in sequence at all. This is up on Mill Creek, after we had that air cone on the shovel. But now we're back, now these pictures are back in Kerry. That's Paul Kilmer.
Yep.
Oh my, it is.
That must have been up on the hill here.
That was up there.
Yeah, okay.
And what I
Up on
think
Gobbler's Knob, huh?
I think we're going to see here where we raised the tree. Yeah, that little tree. See the tree, we didn't have a good tall spark tree in the right place.
So you're gonna put
So
one
we
there.
put one there. See, we just cut a notch in the stump that was there in the position we wanted, and then we raised the tree onto that stump.
Wired it down, huh?
Yeah, that was about a 140-foot tree.
Whose idea was
Yeah,
this now?
oh, we did that several
Is
times
that right?
to have a tree in the right place.
Right where you want it?
Yeah, now you'll see when it shows another view there. You'll see the stump is notched. See?
Yeah, okay. So one steps on top of the other one,
Yeah.
and then you carry it down, and
Yeah.
I didn't know we did that.
Oh yeah. We had to do that once in a while. Nowadays they have these steel spars.
Oh, yeah.
They can set
Back it
where-
over where they want it.
Yeah. Kind of slow going up. You see that? See this little tree?
Yeah, tie
Is
down.
rigged up to do that. That's all its purpose was. Just to raise that one tree. And at the same time we were logging another side, another yarder was bring them into this shop. And I was loading at that boom setting there.
Oh, you're running that loader then?
I was loading the logs. I wasn't running the loader. I was on the ground. I did that for about 15 years.
Oh, is that right?
Pick the load, you know. And
Look at the log pile. It's the loads.
You got the boom out there?
yeah.
You keep the same boom and just haul it
Oh
around?
yeah. I think all the time we logged, we had 2 booms. Now, that was me. When you get so far around the tree, that block up there in the top has to be moved around a little bit so that it doesn't foul it against the tree. So you had to go up and pick that. That block weighed 1,600 pounds, that highly block. You had to move it around a little bit to get it to run free. That was done probably once to each quarter of the tree. Had to be moved around a little
Yeah, I
bit.
didn't know. Do you always fall trees downhill?
Well, you fall them where you save them the
Yeah.
best.
Okay. I just see that they look like they're dropping down a lot. I would think that fall them up, not have to fall for it, they wouldn't break up so much.
Yeah, no,
But you gotta,
no, they're falling. They're down there falling somewhere. That guy right there, all the time he worked for us, he had a wooden leg. His leg was off.
the guy with the hat on there?
Yeah.
That was Hoyt's brother-in-law, his first wife.
Yeah.
Brother.
There he goes. She had arthritis and arthritis. Look at that tree now. That's a 6-foot barn. Look how big a side notch it had to have in it.
That
get the
clinic
food.
thing, for treatment. Arthritis.
Oh, I did. Looks like a camera.
59.
Oh, that's her.
I just haven't seen fur that old.
We got one tree in the plywood here from up by Middle Lake had 35,000 feet in the one tree.
Is that right?
Yeah,
From Meadow Lake?
Yeah.
That's where I hunted elk for years.
yeah,
Man, that's a big tree.
yeah.
It's
that
pretty
was
dark
big.
there.
You couldn't haul it legally on a bunk rig. It had to be on a lowboy. Yeah.
Well, I suppose some of these big trees that we have left around here, you cut trees down that size, huh?
Oh, lots
If
of
you
them.
go on over to Astoria, there's a turn off there where they've got a big spruce. Is that what it is?
Oh yeah.
Have you stopped and looked?
No, I've never been up there, but
It's pretty good sized tree.
Oh,
I
yeah.
stopped there a couple times. and looked at
well, that's a big tree right there. Now he's bucking it with that big
Oh, yeah,
6-foot bar, but he
it.
raised
And reaching that, they
Yeah.
through, yeah.
he bucked a few cuts of it that he didn't dare cut it clear in two because it moves enough to bind that saw. So then he'd finish those cuts with a old misery whip, you know. And then it took 2 cats to move the cuts of that.
But they wouldn't have anything size to saw that up with now, would they? In the mill.
No. Well, they do a lot of things. They rip them in the yard, you know. And see, that's what he was doing there, finishing the cut. Now, if you'll notice, there's one cat pulling and another cat pushing.
Wonder how much would something like that
Well, generally for timber weighs, old growth fir like that probably weighs 8,000 pounds to the 1,000 feet. 1,000 more feet.
1,000 words.
Yeah, something like that. They'll vary somewhat. Now there's the load being built with a
This
few,
is your
few smaller.
white brother-in-law up there, or is that a different guy?
Oh, I don't know who that is loading, running the loading machine. Might be Hoyt. Probably was Hoyt. And now that wasn't one of those big trucks. And it took one some of those small logs and built it.
Hold it.
Yeah.
Now, did you take that back home? Don't, that truck is lifting it up, isn't it?
Yeah, see, that's the problem. See, there wasn't trees in a lot of places to rig where you wanted to have your landing, so we had an A-frame made somewhat like that loading boom that we raised. That's what, you see it in the back?
See the left side.
Guide in there, just like with a little patch we had to. Rio was practically a new truck, but on that Burma road we had it would heat up so bad we made a different.
Cooling system?
Yeah.
Well, we had a reel that we ran, but that rascal would vapor a lot.
Yeah.
Golly, I don't care.
Yeah.
In Montana it got hot anyway, but in the fall of the year when
Yeah,
you were
that-
hauling grain, you couldn't be standing out in the doggone
Yeah, that was a.
prairie someplace, fanning the doggone thing to cool off, or, it took a half an hour for it to cool down, then you start it up, maybe make it down, or maybe you have to stop again.
Yeah.
So 2 or 3 times going to town, it cost you an hour.
Yeah.
Well, gee whiz, and we tied clothespins on. First time it happened to me, I was scared to death.
You
Oh,
see-
I
There's
would
Fritz.
take a load.
Yeah, you see, that's burnt. Fire been through that.
Oh.
And that cedar is pretty badly charred. And there was a little lake right in that, down a little farther there,
Is
and
it so much burn up?
no, it's up there in the carry line. That carry line had a big railroad outfit in it from about, I think from 29 to 38. It was logged. See, now that's a piece of cedar that is like a half a log.
Yeah.
And boy, it was good cedar though, what you salvaged out of it.
So the outside was burned, but the inside was
Yeah,
burned.
oh, it was beautiful stuff. And some of it was laying had been felled when before the fire. And then that fire went through that felled timber and charred it pretty badly. And then the beavers plugged the stream that it laid in, and then they'd haul the willow limbs into those hollowed out logs. And when you went to bucking it, that was hand tooling, And when you hit those
Well,
willows, they'd just bounce on there. Oh, we had an awful time getting some of that buck. Now this is the tree that Hoyt came out of.
this is when it
Yeah.
holds up on it, but
Yeah.
the body of it.
See, we went up there the night before. We were going to rig it, and he put the donut around it to shoot it up. He just barked a little bit of it to stand on and chop the notch in and put the donut in there, and then come down. It was, you could see from the picture, it was getting kind of late in the evening. And after he put that donut in it, then he come down, and he didn't see. There's me with the donut around my neck, and he threw a pass rope over the limb up there and pulled that.
You have to close it to blow the top on
Oh, that's
the
what it
tree.
is.
That's
Yeah.
the donut.
Oh, I didn't
And
know
they
that.
tie that around the top of the tree, and then they shoot it. And then
They shoot into it with a gun, and then that blows up,
Oh, and then
and the top comes out of it. Well, that's what he's doing right now. He's just stretching that inner tube around there with that powder in it. And then he comes down, and you'll see when he comes the way I was never that clever in a tree. And although I did quite a lot of climbing after that, because that was the end of his climbing. He broke his leg right there.
You got pictures of him doing
Yeah. No, we don't have pictures, but look at the way he comes down. When I went up there the next day after that to do the rigging, well, I paid special attention, and I took my belt up 3 times going up there. You notice when he left there,
He was
never...
not loose to start with, and he came all the
He
way down.
just come all the way down, right about there. It was piled so high with bark that we just took him off of the tree from the ground.
Well, so
He rode that bark down. See that bark? That whole shell came down.
All that bark that he just came down,
Yeah.
it probably shows it here.
Well, it'll show it. See, it's all bare now.
Yeah. All that bark.
so that he just kind of
He just rode the bark flipped and
Rode the
come.
bark
he
down.
just came down.
Yeah, he came down. He kept jabbing and jabbing, trying to get his spur to get through there. And when it did, it just broke his leg. There was just too much weight. And then, see, that's that evening when we were leaving. Then
So when it didn't happen that evening, it happened the next day?
yeah, that's right. But there's no pictures, of course, of him. I think maybe there might be pictures of me rigging it. I don't know. But this is the tree, the yarder tree the last one that he rigged. He's going up there now with his gear, see? He'll go to the base of that tree.
Well, that's something that you got the last tree that he was
Yeah.
up, isn't it?
Both of them,
Yeah.
2 trees. That
Hard tree.
he'll slam his axe into that thing, and then there he does, and then he'll throw that climbing rope. His aim is to get it over that axe so he can reach it when he's putting his spurs on. Then he'll flip that around, and the first time he misses, he don't get it. See?
Oh my God.
Then the next time it didn't go over the axe, but it was close enough he could reach it. And then he starts up.
Now see how loose it's got to
Yeah,
be for him to get around it here.
Yeah.
And he, like Waino was saying, when he gets up higher, he would shorten up his rope.
Yeah.
Well, he
Hoyt
goes all the way up
could
with the
use his
rope.
arms, you know. He'd throw it up there a little farther, and then he'd
And
just...
he doesn't ever take the slack out of the rope. He just keeps throwing slack up until that he came down with it the same way.
If he would have had that rope as tight as I kept it, and that bark slipped, he would have been about in the middle of that tree with the weight of that bark in that rope with him. Well, it's a burnt, dead tree, yeah. Snag. And that's the reason they shoot it out, because now this one he'll saw it out. Then he had a habit of, when he got through sawing, he was a little tired, he'd sit on top of that tree and take a smoke. Oh, yeah. He was real good in the planning year. I could have been there 50 more years, and I don't think I would have ever been there. You see him in the boughs there. I think he stayed a little step. There it goes. And boy, when that goes, boy, that tree is flying around up there. It don't look from here like very much, but see there now he's sitting on top of the tree smoking. Then you come down a little ways and chop a rigging ring, because that green bark, it won't go any places. So then you chop a ring like that, and then you put what they call tree plates. 4 plates of about 3/4 inch metal around
Oh,
with
for the
the
guys
hook.
to tie into?
Yeah, where the guides and the high leaf strap are, so it won't cut into the tree. And then so that when the equipment house calls up and says, we have your tree plates here, but don't know that tree plates were anything but dishes.
I was bride for Minnesota. He called me instead of Irene. Said the tree plates are ready, and I didn't know what they're talking about. Here I am, but I don't know what it is.
Well, I would have known any different.
I don't know what they were doing there.
Now, who's with me, Waino?
I don't know.
I don't know. But that was me. 4 years later, it's hard to remember.
That's the scaler, and the Columbia River scaler. That was there to scale a raft. I think that was taken down after down. And then this is. I think this is.
Is it up here?
Yeah, this is up here because the truck said Nilo Koivu. That's the tree that we raised.
Oh, the one
Being
that you
logged,
got up,
yeah.
got beside me.
See, the choker is flying. Hank must have been out there and took pictures of the rigging crew. And then that's starting for the,
I'm up the hill.
yeah. Well, then that's at another setting because that's the shovel is. And setting choker. Oh yeah, that was Pope and Talbot timber up here in Milford.
Might see Brendan when he was a young man, huh?
There's Hoyt.
It's a good picture.
Brendan,
Did he work for you up on Milford?
Brendan Herbert?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a little while. I can't remember just where he worked. If he was on the choker, or if he worked on a road project.